Juggalos in recovery. Juggalos in recovery. Juggalos in recovery.
Oh, Kent's got the magical dildos.
I didn't realize that's what they were.
I don't know what else would they be.
I thought it was supposed to be an underwater scene, like occasionally like a fish or a
That's what it made me think of Finding Nemo.
or what is it? Jellyfish will swim by.
Okay, that would make way more sense because this looks like something out of like a hentai.
Damn. This just gave me the really weird idea. We should do like a Wiggles thing someday. Each one of us wear a colored sweater. We'll have like a different theme. Juggalos in Recovery presents the four emotions or whatever.
I love it.
I'm into
Kent
it.
can keep just that one.
The hands do that automatically.
Oh, that's ridiculous. I love it. Oh shit, college graduate.
I'm trying to hold the thingy.
Mm-hmm. And that'll go so good with your programming information.
Yeah. A minor in the School of Hard Knocks.
Mm-hmm. Master of brainfuck. Yeah, great. We got the brain slug.
I think I might have got the video set up and zooming on the places.
Let me just verify that it's up.
Oh, I have to go live still.
Okay. Let me know once you've hit the live and I'll verify. Back to the pirate.
There we go.
I was trying to find what I was using before. I forgot. That's a teddy bear on my head.
Oh, he's
all right,
sleeping.
live is up and running. So you are good to go.
Excellent. Awesome. We can do it.
Oh no, look at this. We have somehow turned into actual professionals at what we do.
Yeah. Just going to take a couple moments in case there's any few stragglers.
Yeah.
Just to give a highlight of what we're doing today. We will be going on a guided meditation with the Amazing Maze as the theme.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have fun. We'll have relaxation. We'll have whatever we want and more. False promises.
Yeah. So
we'll
glad
wait
we're
about
finally...
like 2 more minutes or so, and then we can begin. 1 minute.
Yeah.
But
did anyone go to the miracle meeting? I completely missed it. Was there what did they talk about?
Not sure. My wife didn't go to it either.
It was literally just the board members for Juggalos in Recovery that showed up. It's okay. It's around the holidays, which is when our attendance dips. So it's to be expected to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
So we just ended up taking that time to talk about future plans and what we're going to be working towards. So right now we have to kind of focus on fundraising because we got our next year's overhead to cover.
Mm-hmm.
That's really going to be it. So we're thinking that, well, apparently in our chat there, we've got our PayPal if you want to send that in. We are a nonprofit, so it's totally a tax write-off. But we're gonna probably be doing a fundraiser for a raffle for me to send your mom a dildo. Those Juggalos think that's funny. I think that's hilarious.
Are you gonna send it out on Mother's Day?
That's what we're hoping for. So
That's pretty
so
awesome.
far in last year, we've sent 3 different dildos to people's moms. So we want to continue the tradition.
I'm excited. Let's see what this year holds.
Oh, it's gonna get wild.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping so.
Year hasn't even hit yet, and I'm
Yeah.
pumped about that.
Yeah, same here. I was
What is
thinking
it?
about, man.
What's the year?
It
I know.
is the rabbit or the cat, depending. Whichever
cat.
one. Yeah.
I'm into it. I'm gonna embrace it. Year
Yeah.
of the cat.
Mm-hmm. This was the year of the tiger.
Yep.
So,
Officially the water tiger, right?
correct. And this is also
This is the water year, right? Still?
Yep. Still black water rabbit.
Not sure what it means, but
yeah, neither do I. I'm just like tiger, ferocity, rabbit. Okay. Slow and steady wins the race, so keep that in mind. Or with the cat.
The rabbit was
Yeah.
not that. The rabbit wasn't slow and steady. The rabbit
Yeah, I
was,
know. I'm just taking the lesson from
the
that.
lesson.
Yeah.
But I think rabbit is about like striking when the moment's right, or same thing with the cat. I'll tell a story about that at the end. But anyway,
I'm into it, man. Get inspired.
Yeah, because those rabbits, when they attack, man, whew,
Yeah.
it's like Monty Python's Vorpal rabbits.
Yes.
Is anyone here doing Chaos 13th in Vegas?
I have a ticket, but everything just like fell through. So
If anyone goes, man, get photos or stories. I want to hear adventures.
Yeah, I wasn't able to do it this time. I just couldn't get work to line up with it. So it's much easier for me for the gathering because they know all the time I have 2 weeks that I take off for the gathering.
Yeah. I feel that.
Yeah, that's the way it's always going to be. And as much as I'd like to go and do the thing in Vegas, there's just no way.
One day, man.
it's slightly possible, but for me, I'd have to like throw everything into the chaos wind, everything for Morden, and just see how it goes. Completely scrubbed up. I would just be able to get my ride there and back. No, like hotel or anything, but it's Vegas. I mean, I should be able to figure something out.
Yeah,
I'd be more curious just to see what happens.
Just show up with $13, throw it in a machine, and
there you go.
Or learn how to count cards.
I've seen the movie Casino. I don't feel like having my hands broken.
You could wear fake hands or something, or like polymer coated gloves. I saw this episode, this comedy where someone did that. They're counting cards. And they're like, "Please don't break my leg right here," and they had a steel plate over their kneecap, so they pretended for it to be broken. And then after the ambulance took them away, they like took their legs and it was folded like this. They stretched it out and they were like, "Lesson number 1: you always want to have a fake kneecap and practice your screaming. They'll believe it, especially if you really cry." It's like, Jesus, man.
What if they don't hit you in the knee?
I don't know. I guess then you're really screwed. Man, I wish they'd bring that show back. That was this TV show called Ugly Americans on Comedy Central. It was about a human living in New York in the future where all the monsters live and coexist. And he's dating the daughter of the devil, who's like the HR representative for the company he works at. And he's like a social worker. It is really ridiculous, but awesome.
There was this one cartoon called Lucy, Daughter of the Devil. I used to love watching that one. It's really funny. It was Lucy, who, her dad is the devil, and she was dating Jesus. So she's like supposed to be the Antichrist or something, but she ends up dating Jesus. It's really funny.
I'm gonna have to check that out, man.
Yeah,
Sounds awesome.
Lucy, Daughter of the Devil was phenomenal. But I have to say, the new Daughter of the Devil series is way better.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know
haven't
if
even
you've
seen
watched
it.
Oh, it's
No.
so good. It's Danny DeVito and the chick. I think it's actually his daughter that are in it, and it's just as good as Lucy, Daughter of the Devil, but with way more innuendo, and I didn't think that was going to be possible.
Well, damn, now I just have to watch it.
Yeah. It's going to be great.
That reminds me of my history professor advertising black sales back in the day, and he was like, I want all of you for your homework to subscribe to Showtime for black sales. There's a lot of softcore in it. I think you should find it easy to watch. And it was like, is this really happening? But hey, it was a good TV show, so it was some good homework. I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, that's great. I love that level of homework.
Yeah, I know, right? Something you can really get behind.
Yeah.
Damn, I hope this goes quick. My bad, Chris. Keep going. I interrupted you.
Oh, no, it's all right. I just wanted to let you guys know I texted one of the normal attendees. She'll be on a little late today.
It's all good. The more, the merrier.
Exactly. It's just kind of stale to come in the middle of the meditation. Miss the whole beginning.
Yeah, it's like, what's happening?
Where do I start now? Yeah. I know. It's a pain
Where
in the
did this
ass.
come from?
I know. And we've got a massive backlog of videos to edit again. Frank is on his way back from overseas. And once he gets back in, I get to edit all the videos that he's missed for like the last 3 weeks. So there's my next week and a half. But we do have a few of the meditation meetings already up on our YouTube channel. If you guys missed any of the previous one.
Yeah, I missed last week's.
I did too. I went to.
Yeah, everybody did.
It's that between Christmas and New Year's is tough.
Oh, I know. And it's usually like the first 2 weeks of January, everybody's still got the holiday lag. They miss everything. But it'll get better.
I'm into it. I want to see what happens. More
Spam
meetings
the
as
shit.
the year goes on.
Yeah.
It's like I hate to be that guy, but it's almost like you need to be. Like, hey.
Hey man, advocate, if you want someone there, bother them until they say no and then walk away.
Wow.
So that's why you just got to cast a wide net.
Yeah, very true. I'm excited. I can't wait to see what this summer holds. Gathering 2023. I'm excited, man. You talked about having a projector. Cyril's got the Bala site. I want to make this like an oasis, like go all out and see what's possible.
Now, I do the Bala site almost every year. Last year, I almost didn't get a Balas because I couldn't get one on the day they sold. They sold out before I was able to get one. But in Columbus, Ohio, I found a guy who was selling his Balas pass because the group he was with grew too big to stay at the Bala site, and they had to stay out, in a regular campsite to get everyone together. So he was trying to get rid of his Ballas pass, and he needed a car pass. I had a car pass because I switched to that when I couldn't get my Ballas pass. And so we just kind of traded tickets, and so I was able to make it to the Ballas last year. But
That's epic.
it was the last day right before I got there that I was able to get it.
That's awesome. This time I want to pay attention to the details that Chris tells me about for the Bigfoot hunt so I can really ask him about it, because I got really inspired by him telling me about the details last time, because it's like, damn, I've been to a few concerts so far this year and the band wasn't bad, but man, the details made the concert kind of suck. And I really like wanted it to be good, but I straight up forgot it or fell asleep during parts of it. Yeah.
That happens.
Yeah.
You know what? The worst story I ever heard was somebody that decided to drop acid the night before the Wizard of the Hood show, and they ended up falling asleep through the entire set.
No.
Oh,
The whole
That
reason
sucks.
that they came to the gathering, and they slept through the biggest performance.
That
But
sucks.
you never know what you're going to see at the gathering. There's so much more work that goes into what we do there than anybody could really ever know, unless you've done it.
That's why I wanted to ask you more about it, kind of get your perspective or see what it's like through your feet or your eyes. Really try to get the gravity.
Yeah, you can ask away. I've been doing this for over a decade at this point. We got mad stories that go way back, and I got enough brain damage to have forgotten a lot of it.
And the only thing I worry about is that you don't get enough time to actually enjoy the gathering. I see you constantly working.
Well, it never stops. Like the gathering is the biggest event all year. It's the one that we work for from usually February until the gathering. Literally, when Rob was here in January, we still had to go out to Legend Valley to get more stuff from the gathering. So it's really an essentially year-round work environment. You know, there hasn't been a single month since the gathering that I haven't had to end up back at Legend Valley to do something for the gathering.
Wow.
Yeah. It's always something.
How do we say thank you to you guys? Do we write like thank you cards or whatever?
They are the unsung heroes. They really are.
Yeah.
You guys could say that all you want, but you know, we do it for the same reason that you guys keep coming. We like what we do, and we like seeing it. It's fun. You know, we don't really get paid shit. It's all for that experience. You know, we had the best experiences we could have ever possibly had well before we ever worked on it. And all we tried to do was replicate that for everybody else. Well, it just is what it is.
Thank you card. You deserve credit. With thank you cards or what?
Oh, it's not necessary. I mean, all you can do is just
show up at the games at the gathering. That stinks.
All right, I'll show up at the games. I'll freak no sleep. Well, we're gonna do a two-peat. We're gonna do a two-peat stone.
Yeah, you know, we do a lot, and I don't ever want credit for the things that we do. As long as you have fun doing the things that we put together, then it was worth it.
Damn, that's really admirable.
You know, I mean, it's the way to look at it, because if I try to take pride and develop an ego around what I've done, that will affect the amount of effort that I end up putting forward. You know, when I somehow assume that I'm the best at what I do, I won't try as hard.
Yeah, very true.
So I do everything with no ego, because that's what keeps me motivated. You know, I collect all the cool relics that are around, but you know, in all reality, all of the relics that are around have been props from years past. You know, everything serves a purpose. Nothing's here because I just want to show off. Everything's here because, I had to work to earn those things, or those things had a specific use at a certain point,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll have another use again.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Anybody
Yeah,
can do what I've done.
I
All I
still
did
wish
was
they
play games.
recognized you guys more. Like I've heard Jess call you guys the unsung heroes, but no
Yeah.
one really knows what you guys
Yeah.
really do behind the scenes. And then it's not just Morton's List. I mean, there's also the Juggalos in Recovery. I mean, you were even doing Big Silva.
Yep. I set up all of the Big Silva stuff. We built the Hunt for Bigfoot for the last 2 years. And then there's all the stuff that we've done out at the warehouse before they sold the office, and then set up for Hollowickeds, Big Ballas, and any of like the one-off event shows. And we've done a lot for pretty much everything. There's not much that happens that we haven't had a finger in.
Juggalo Day, definitely.
Yeah.
You guys have your thing that you guys do for that too.
Right. We've done a lot, and it's cool. I like that we've been able to do so much, but it's all in the name of making it fun.
Yeah, and you got Cox to help you out with everything too. That's
yeah.
See, my wife doesn't play Morton's List, so when I go to the gathering, it's me wandering off to you guys by myself. So
that was actually like one of our first dates. Back when Morton's List was still doing convention tours, I faked us a game review website and got us press passes into Origins Game Fair just so we could go play Morton's List. And that's all we did for like a solid week before I had to fly home.
That sounds epic.
Yeah. It's part of our origin story. We've done all of the Morton's List things everywhere. We even did Morton's List games on the steps of the Washington Monument during the march.
Ooh.
Yeah, hold on. I got a poster from there too. Because we had, I think, 500 posters made up for Inner Circle for the March on DC. We had a bunch of different designs made for that and gave those out so everybody had a sign. Just about anything that's big, we've been there. We've
That's
been a part of
awesome.
it in one way or the other.
I got to give you credit, man. I admit I knew about the march, but I didn't go because I hadn't really got involved then. I used to be like a super huge hater, like everyone else, because just the people I grew up in high school with were like that. But then someone was like, you talk a lot of shit. Why don't you put up? We're like, stand behind it and actually go see what it's about. And so I saw the Rotobox tour in Maryland. Oh my God, that was the most fun show I've ever been to. And I was like, wow, they're actually good people and they're a lot more fun than the haters. So I'm going to join them. And I just kept going. And then the next step was like gathering. And I did that. And it's like, oh my God, everyone's such a shit talker, but this is such a great experience. I'm going to keep going.
Yeah, I'm originally from Maryland, so DC seemed like the right choice.
Yeah, man. You got to do it more. They talk so much trash about ICP and the whole Juggalo culture, but you guys are pretty great people, all the stuff they said. No, it was just, it's what they thought. It wasn't actually what it was real.
Yeah, well, we create our own narrative.
Yeah.
Our actions, the people that are the loudest in the scene, those are the people that get focused on. So the whole thing is, if you want to end the stigma around it, you got to be louder than everybody else.
Amen.
So you got to prove it with the action.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, shout out to you, man, for creating the fun experience, because you convinced me, man.
Well, I'm glad that I've been of service.
100%. I don't regret getting on at all. If anything, I wish I had more financial stability to keep going because yeah, I'm in the whole university thing right now. But you're
Yeah.
right. It's like, wow, what a unique experience with unique people that are pretty great.
Yeah. It's all about fun. As long as you're having fun, it's worth it.
100%.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got Josie here. I think we've had the live go on long enough. You want to go ahead and get started, Enzo?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you all for being here. Those of you that can, find a quiet and comfortable place to sit or lie down. Josie, it looks like you're about to walk. So just
I am. I'm walking downstairs.
you look all bundled up like you're about to go somewhere epic.
The wilderness? I don't know. Really cold outside. That's what New Hampshire is.
No.
Right?
I mean, I was
Well,
muted.
be
It's
safe,
shorts weather
don't
here.
slip, and enjoy. For you, keep your eyes open, do whatever you need to do, but just go ahead and listen. So we'll begin by taking a few slow, deep breaths. As you breathe, notice the sensations of the air entering your body. Notice your lungs, like a balloon, slowly, steadily inflating. Slowly, slightly deflating. In and out, in and out. With each breath, notice your body becoming more and more relaxed. Notice the top of your head slowly becoming more relaxed. Let that relaxation flow down your face, down the back of your neck, more and more relaxed. Your shoulders, chest, your back, relaxed, relaxed. Your low back and stomach, hips, more and more relaxed. Your legs, knees, feet, more and more. It relaxes. Please imagine yourself at the dark carnival, surrounded by the sights, sounds, and smells of the Midway. Take in the atmosphere and allow yourself to fully immerse in the scene. As you walk through the carnival grounds, you come across a building that catches your eye. As you walk closer, you see a sign that reads, "The Amazing Maze." You choose to enter and find yourself walking inside. As you make your way through the entrance, you are greeted by a winding, dark, long path. You continue forward, feeling your way through. If you come across a dead end, simply turn around and choose a new path. As you make your way through the maze, allow your senses to guide you. Taking notice of any sounds or smells that catch your attention. You are safe. Nothing can hurt you here. It's all props and actors. Along the way, you may encounter obstacles or challenges. Don't worry. Remember, these are a part of the journey, a part of the ride. Trust and know you have the strength and resilience to overcome anything you may encounter. as you navigate the twists and turns of the maze. Try and let go of any racing thoughts or worries. Each step you take, you leave a worry behind. Each step, you leave a worry behind. If your mind begins to wander, lost in the maze, gently redirect your attention back to your other senses and experiences of being within the maze. Each step, another worry left behind.
Come on down and eat. It's all done.
All right.
Oh, you're in the session.
Mhm.
As you continue your journey through the maze, you begin to hear the sounds of the outside, the dark carnival waiting for you, friends and family right outside. Feel the joy, the happiness, anything, knowing that your journey is almost over. Everyone is waiting for you. As you enter the final room before the exit, you are greeted by a swirling vortex, a rotating tube and flashing lights, loud disorientating music, and a rickety metal staircase. You slowly begin to place your hands on the railings, one step at a time, slowly through the disorientation, through all the noise, step by step. The carnival lights begin to shine. The music, the sounds, the smells, everything begins to reflood your senses. You take a deep, long breath. We made it. As you make your way towards the exit of the maze, take a moment to reflect on the journey you just took and the lessons you learned along the way. Whenever you are ready, slowly open your eyes and take a moment to stretch before getting back to your day. Welcome home.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chris for coming up with this lovely meditation.
Don't give me too
And
much
public
credit.
service announcement for anyone who wasn't here in the beginning. If you feel touched, moved, motivated, had personal experiences with any of the people on screen, any of the people in Juggalos in Recovery, and if you feel like making a charitable donation, paypal.me/Juggalos in Recovery is a way how to make a donation. It is a 501 nonprofit, so it is tax deductible. And that's the end of my plug.
Thank you, Enzo. That was mad fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I see someone has behind the paint.
Yep, I found it in my search of cleaning and organizing everything. That has been very interesting because it was hidden in my closet and I actually have only almost read all of it. I was on like the last chapter and I've lost it 1,000,002 times.
I really prefer the audiobook over the actual book because the audiobook gets way more in detail.
Oh,
But
like they
I like
actually.
reading.
Dog, I'm
Fair enough.
literally in my library, but audiobook has so much more detail than the book ever could.
I wish they like make like another like road or something. I just love their audiobook for all like the extra like sound effects and everything. It like really sets the tone and like
Right?
mood of everything.
Like I loved The Road, and it was like just before that book came out that I was actually able to track down the location for The Road.
How was it?
Oh, it was amazing. We got to go see the monastery. We
Did you
got
see the
to
monks
experience. Oh yeah, we saw the monks.
through the window?
No, they were literally in their driveway. Yeah, well, we
Like
tracked.
waiting for you?
Yeah, I think so. I can't imagine that road gets that much traffic. Like, it's way more built up now than it was in the story, but still, like, it's like a 6 mile stretch of road, and there's maybe 20 houses, and it's still mostly a dirt road.
That reminds me of going out to Hog Rock.
Right? That's really what it felt like because we went out there like just after dark. And you remember like the smoky mistiness of trying to go up the roads by the old church in Hog Rock?
Mhm.
It was just like that.
I love
Ye-
Legend Valley because I mean Hog Rock. If you forgot something you needed
Anything
at
you were
Walmart, anything, then it was. I mean, you're talking an hour drive, just to get to where you're going. And there's no. I
yeah,
mean, there's nothing. It was. It was. I don't know. I love Legend Valley because
like
there's a Walmart.
I like Legend Valley, I really do. But there was something special about the isolation of Hog Rock.
Yes,
Like,
and the fact that no one could get cell service except at the hog at the top of the hill, so it kept people
yeah,
from being stuck looking at their phones the entire time. Or
yeah.
uh,
I really feel like because of how isolating it was, it really kind of promoted the idea of having to rely on other juggalos more so than the convenience of Legend Valley.
yeah,
Because
that
like
is true.
it wasn't until after we moved from Hog Rock to Legend Valley that like a lot of like the community run groups kind of disappeared.
Yeah, less of a need for like the. I mean, there's still a need for them, but the like the scrub care unit and stuff like that. It
Yeah,
was definitely needed there because people would flat out run out of supplies, and there was absolutely nothing you could do.
right. Because by day 2, all of the gas stations and all of the restaurants in the entire town were sold out of everything. Yeah, there was
I did.
there was just something special about having to, drive to the next nearest state to get to the nearest Walmart.
Yeah, it was definitely an adventure for that one, and I loved the dark forest there.
Yeah, I
It,
loved the creepy abandoned ice cream truck that everybody camped
Mhm.
out in.
Yep.
Yeah, and the broke down carnival rides.
everything. Yeah, there was just some really neat stuff. Those, I don't know, the drug bridge got a little too wild, I think.
Agreed.
But you always had a choice. You could always go down the drug bridge or down the hug bridge. You had the hug bridge and the drug bridge. So one of them you went down, if you didn't like the drug bridge, go down the hug bridge.
Yeah, you were never forced to go anywhere, but drug bridge was obviously the most easy to navigate 90% of the time until the last 2 years of it, when it got so congested you couldn't get through it.
Yeah, that's where you went when you went down to main stage. So
yeah, or up to the good showers.
Oh my God, was I muted this whole time? I thought everyone was still meditating, and I guess I muted my volume by accident. But keep going. I want to hear more about the previous experiences.
Deep meditation.
Yeah. I'm into it.
So we're going to go back into the maze and go get you.
Hey, man, if you were into it, that means we did a good job.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like Stone talked about last time, new year, new change. I had like a set of goals I wanted to do, and part of that was trying to be more calm and more loving. So I was like doing a lot of research into it, how to, I guess, condition yourself to do different things, break habits, and make new ones.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked up this technique called like 2-4-4. Breathe in for 2 seconds, hold for 4, release for 4. Trying to be more positive. Affirmations, 5 things you're positive for when you're upset. Practice gratitude. I like your conversation better. Let's keep going there.
Well, I mean, yours is just as relevant. That's the thing.
Yeah.
The idea of trying to be more calm and more positive in your life has nothing but benefits.
Mm-hmm.
Most of my issues went away when I learned how to be patient. If you can learn to be patient, becoming calm is so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you have patience to endure everything that life throws at you, you have nothing to react to either way. So you're automatically at a calm. So focus on patience. Start to figure out what irritates you in your life. Find out what about that irritates you, rubs you the wrong way, and then deal with that as your root issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. And that's funny you mention it, because that's what I've always told myself is, like boxing, you don't have to be good. You just have to be patient and outlast the other person.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it also gives you time to actually think. If you can be patient, you have the ability to react to things with a calm demeanor without having to go immediately to fight or flight. You have that time to think about what your response is going to be. And that just allows you to make better choices.
I'm loving this. You got good wisdom, Chris.
I've just been doing this for a while. I'm old people.
It's all that
Pass
wisdom.
it on, man.
Yeah.
Keep going. I want to hear more about your previous gathering stories.
Yeah. So I started in Hog Rock in 2007. I only actually got to go to 2 gatherings before I actually started running Morton's List at the gathering, because at that time there was only 1 year that I was there where it was there officially. The second year that it was there, it was being run by what was it? Shangri-La Resort, which was run by Bill and Cricket. And they retired from gathering shortly after. And then it was run very poorly by a host named Janie Joe. And most of the time, she ended up going off and decided to get high instead of actually rolling quests. So we'd be following her around for like 2 or 3 hours, watching her try to score drugs instead of doing quests. So that same year, we started just taking over and rolling quests for everybody. And then from there forward, we just kept going. We never stopped. And then it wasn't until like 4 or 5 years later that we actually ended up getting to do things officially. So, moral to that is if you enjoy what you're doing, you keep doing it, and eventually you get recognized for your efforts. And then that's really all that is. But previous gatherings, especially Hog Rock, were so very different than anything that most people have had the chance to experience. Unless you were around a decade ago, the layout's so different. Everybody complains about all the hills at every gathering,
Oh,
but it was
they don't know about fuck that hill.
well, they call every hill fuck that hill.
But yeah, but
Literally,
Hog Rocks was the real fuck that hill. That was horrible.
it was literally from entrance gate. It was a 45-minute walk up a hill to the nearest shower. It was ridiculous. It was over a 2-mile long steep hill. I don't understand why people are complaining about a paved road up a slight embankment now. Nobody's slipping and rolling down it.
Damn.
Different times.
Wait, was the Hog Rock years more crazy, or were they more tame?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Hog Rock was so much more insane. Like it was so isolated that anything went. People were full on naked a lot of the time. Cops weren't allowed on the property, so people did whatever they wanted, whenever they wanted. These were the years when we threw a watermelon full of poop at Tila Tequila, shot Method Man in Red with full cans of beer, threw glass bottles at artists. Somebody stole Guar's entire stage outfit. Like, those years were truly, truly lawless. There was nothing that you couldn't do on gathering grounds.
Why did
One
it
of
end?
my yeah.
There's
So,
rumors why things got really bad towards the end. I don't know. I think it needed to move. I think it was.
So the actual reason why it had to move is the police department tried to extort the company for money, is really what it came down to. The police department wanted basically their entire year's salary for all of their auxiliary officers up front for the cost of doing gathering, because they didn't want the gathering in the town because it was too wild. It was too much publicity for their small town.
Is their town still functioning successfully without it, though?
They have the biker rallies still, don't they?
Yeah, and they attract more than the gathering ever did, but the biker rallies come way more prepared than Juggalos ever did. And it's a demographic that town's so much more used to. Our demographic is so much more urban than what a biker rally ever had been. So, and it was a different time, different people, and way too much coming in way too fast.
Yeah.
It was just there were a lot of circumstances as to why we're not there.
That's
but it's probably for the best. This is way more accessible than everybody else. Hog Rock was an almost 3-hour drive to the nearest airport.
Damn.
Yeah, it was so isolated and so small. There was no cell service, so you couldn't have a cell phone. The nearest Walmart was in another state.
Damn.
Over an hour drive. So where we're at now is way more convenient for the average person. To go to the gathering in previous years, you had to come fully prepared, or there was the possibility that you would not eat the entire time that you were at the gathering.
Yeah, that's where the scrub care unit came in.
Yeah, that's the whole reason they started, because, people come in thinking that they're going on a camping trip for 3 days, and it ends up a week-long adventure, and the first day you've eaten through all of your food.
Mm,
Yeah, it's different now, and that's probably better.
the no cell phones part sounds kind of cool, just because you're more in the moment. But you're right, going a week without food would probably be a killer.
Yeah, it's always doable, but it was a very different type of experience because you had no choice but to interact with everybody around you.
I like that. Yeah, push you out of your comfort zone, get
Yeah,
active in the community, and participate.
exactly. Like now it's a lot more convenient, but it has its downsides.
Yeah,
Yeah, no Fruit Loop Forest.
Yeah. And no more Chaos Mountain either.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. Maybe if you stay at the new location long enough, you could build Chaos Mountain Part 2, Forest Part 2.
oh no,
I don't
there's
know.
no way.
The most I've done is I just light up one of the ballas rows with glow sticks.
Yeah.
That's the most I do. That's kind of my tribute to Fruit Loop Forest. I don't even put them into rings like we did at Fruit Loop Forest because that just takes way too long.
Right. No, I feel you.
But with Fruit
Enzo,
Loop
do you want
Forest,
to stop the recording?
Sure.
All right. We can also kill the live if we're not going to do anything else.
Okay. I will just read a quick Zen story about a cat and a mouse,
Okay.
and then I will end everything.
Mm,
So, there once lived a samurai who was plagued by a large and clever rat who had just taken over his house. This infuriated the fuck out of the samurai to no end. So he went to the village to buy a cat. A street vendor sold him a cat, and he guaranteed him, yeah, this is gonna catch that rat. The cat looked trim and fit, but the rat was quicker than the cat. And after a week with no success, the samurai returned the cat. This time, the vendor pulled out a large and grizzled cat and promised him that no rat would escape this master mouser. The rat knew enough to stay clear of this tough alley cat. But when the cat slept, the rat ran about the house. Half the day, the rat would hide. The other half, he would just have domain of the house. The samurai brought the cat back to the vendor, who shook his head, saying, I don't know what to tell you. This was the best cat I had. There's nothing more I can do for you. He gets his money back. He goes home, and he happens upon a monk. And he's like, hey, I could use your advice. Tells him the story. After hearing the samurai story, the monk offered him, he's like, hey, we could let you borrow our temple cat. He's like, yeah. Monk brings the cat over. The cat's old and fat, and he hardly seemed to notice when he was carried away by the doubtful samurai. For 2 weeks, the cat did little more than sleep all day. The samurai wanted to give the cat back to the temple and the monk, but the monk said, no, just keep him. Rest assured, it'll be fine. The rat had become so accustomed to the presence of this old lazy cat and was soon up to his old tricks, even on occasion brazenly dancing around the old cat, walking over him to get across the room. Nothing. Then one day, as the rat went about his usual business without any concern, he was walking by the cat, who swiftly struck out his paw and pinned the cat to the floor, or pinned the rat to the floor. The rat instantly died. And with that, no further questions. End the recording. We're done.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Now we go